more hermits as well, though, right?
So they did take a hermit on turn 3 off of their hermit.
Okay, yep. Yeah, and these hermits will, I mean, I guess this is a good draw for Cvuu, the way they're building in order to be able to pass out a curse, but I mean, the hermits will take care of the curses as well.
Yeah, that curse is never even going to hit crlundy's deck.
No, there it goes.
That curse did absolutely nothing. Yeah, Idle's really bad here. There's no sugarcoating it. It's basically just silver for 5.
All right, I assume they're going to play the beggar this time.
I don't even know.
It's a lot of copper to put in your deck.
That's a whole lot of copper to put in your deck.
Yeah, play beggar and banish 3 coppers.
I mean, the only thing I could think beggar could do in this kingdom is if you already had a necromancer, you could add beggar maybe with intent to zombie apprentice it for a draw, and then beggar would be kind of equivalent to ride.
Sure.
But Cvuu, CV, I don't know how we're pronouncing that. The player who's not crlundy does not have a necromancer and still has not picked one up.
I assume they're going to pick one up here on the Earth's Gift.
Yeah, I would think discard a copper for a necromancer and then take a barge. Honestly, it already seems lost. I don't think Cvuu's deck does anything here. I'm also not a huge fan of the nobles, though, I will say, for crlundy. Like, they're not bad or anything, but they strike me as just kind of suboptimal. Because if you want the draw, you've got barge. If you want the action, you've got crown. And so I feel like nobles should be getting outclassed by one of those two, depending on what you need at any given point.
Sure, yeah.
And the points aren't going to matter much in a kingdom where you can buy like 8 provinces in a turn.
Right. Yeah, I mean, you can build so big here between, like you said, crown and barge, and maybe even some banks late in the game.
Yeah, like you want a few banks, and again, if you don't trash too many coppers, and even if you do, you'll still have crowns. So like just a few banks will get you like 50 money pretty easily. And the main limitation is just going to be plus buy, which barge provides and nobles does not.
Yep. So what are we buying here as crlundy?
The way they've played this makes it look like they're considering a banish because they haven't put their coppers into play.
Yep.
That's not bad. I would have contemplated maybe playing 1 more copper, and then you banish 1 copper fewer, but then you also get to buy a 5. The 5s here being very good. I don't dislike this choice, though.
Yeah, they've got enough good action cards in their deck now where they could really benefit from picking up a couple of crowns.
Yeah, Crown's great. I mean, Crown's basically just throne room, but in this kingdom, it actually has the nice little benefit of buffing your banks as well.
Yep.
Yes, Seprix is correct and would have been correct if they'd made that statement at basically any point, turn 1 or later. Turn 2 for sure was the nail in the coffin with the beggar. I think the idol is already kind of a losing opening buy.
Would you play the Madman here as crlundy, or do you just play both nobles for draw and save the Madman for later?
That's a good question. You've already got this barge coming in, so you don't really need to play the Madman, do you?
Yeah, I guess you're drawing deck anyway.
This looks pretty all right. Delay this barge. Now you've got 12 money, so I would think a bank and a crown here. Yeah. Ideally, being able to crown the bank would be great next turn. 82? CR Lundy, no. No. Oh. Oh. I'm disappointed.
Yeah, bank seems so much
They,
stronger.
they had
here.
a pretty good build order overall up until this point. Maybe a little heavy on the nobles, but like overall was heading in the right direction. And now we've veered off course.
I guess the idols make a little more sense for them in that the curses will hurt their opponent, but more than they'll hurt them. But yeah, just unnecessary.
That's true. I mean, like the curses will hurt more, but just as a byproduct of Cvuu not having a deck.
Yeah.
So it's not like you needed the curses or anything.
No. Maybe now that they have a pair of idols, they'll start thinking about bank here. Although, looks like they're thinking of another banish.
I don't think I would banish here. I really want to bank in this deck.
Yeah. I guess if you're banishing the coppers, the bank is a little less appealing, but still seems like a good card
well,
for
now that
their
we've
deck.
added a bunch of surplus treasures, at least they got Crown. Crown's a good card. I approve of that buy, for sure. I don't get what Cvoo's doing. They've got a bunch of banks and, like, no draw.
I guess it's just about guaranteed to line up with their other treasure. Since that's about all they have. But, yeah, I don't know. I mean, do you start...
This is a deck I've never seen before. Like, beggar bank. You just flood your deck with so many coppers that you're guaranteed to have, like, a 4 copper plus bank hand, and then that hits province. I'm going to go on the record saying that's not a real thing. But it's cute.
Yeah, you'd think even just one barge in deck would be nice for them to be able to draw more treasure into their deck.
Yeah. So here, I want a bank. So clicking that is the first thing I would do. And that leaves you with one less money than you really want. I'd love to have 17 here. But I guess with the 16, you do bank,
another
crown, necromancer.
Yeah, that seems good.
The necromancer's not doing a whole lot, but it can function as a hermit if you get another curse that you need to trash. And then, I don't know, maybe there's some scenario where you zombie mason a thing at an opportune time. Mostly, I think it's just there's nothing 4 or less that you want all too much here.
There's a bank.
All right. Okay. It's going well. Don't click beggar. I'll approve of anything else. Necromancer. Goodbye.
There you go.
Actually, even beggar would be fine. If you added a necromancer to your deck, beggar would actually be totally reasonable because you can just zombie apprentice it.
It's quite a lucky boon there for Cvuu, and they were able to double.
Yeah. But it really shouldn't matter because their deck doesn't do anything.
No, it shouldn't, but like the comment said, I mean, crlundy does have to be careful.
Yeah.
They have a much better deck, but they can't let Cvuu get too far ahead.
All right. So I would think crlundy should be in a position to win next turn. You've got a barge down. You add another bank, another barge, another crown, something like that, and I think you should be easily winning. I guess you crown the idol. You have more money than you can possibly need here, so there's no real value in crowning the bank.
Is there any reason to green at this point?
Definitely not. Sure hope that doesn't come back to cost them. They were definitively winning if they didn't touch provinces.
Yeah, just keep building to have that one mega turn where you can clear out the rest of the provinces.
Yeah. I mean, they are still very likely to win next turn. But there was no need to take the risk that your opponent randomly doubles. I don't even know what you do here at Cvuu. I mean, like, if you province, you know your opponent's going to beat you because they've got a barge down and a deck with, like, very little junk in it. And if you don't province, well, then you lose next turn.
Right.
Yeah, so this is just a win. Crown nobles. And you're basically guaranteed to draw.
Yeah. Well, I guess Cvuu or Cvuu has player one to look forward to next turn, so they can just kind of chalk this one up as lesson learned, and hopefully the next game will be more competitive. Yeah, I had the Madman, saved Madman.
Yeah, the reserve Madman certainly wasn't needed this game. Ooh, this looks strong.
Yeah.
So we got donate, strongest thing in the game. So that's going to be significant. You also got gainers, or mostly just engineer. So I would think some opening that puts an engineer in your deck and then donates feels right to me. That was only game one. Cvuu was just letting crlundy get overconfident. You know, they opened Isle Beggar to sucker them into thinking they've got this match in the bag, and then, like, right about now or maybe next game, they're really going to turn on the heat.
So would you look at something like an engineer and a silver, and then donate from there on a board like this?
I think it's engineer donate.
Okay.
Which you can do from any opening split. The downside of engineer silver donate is if you have like a 7/12 chance of not getting to play your engineer soon, because if the engineer is not in your turn 3 hand, then you don't get to play it turn 3. Whereas engineer donate guarantees you get to play engineer turn 3. So that's the upside. If somehow I knew that my engineer was going to be in my turn 3 hand, then yeah, engineer silver donate would be good. But it's just like a riskier line. Yeah, I don't want fishermen. Like, you're gonna donate to less than 6 cards in your deck. You don't need a cantrip.
Yeah.
Not a fan of the Bard. Bard also has the potential to really nuke your turn if you get a poorly timed Winds Hex. Because if you have like 5 or fewer cards in your deck as a result of donate, the Wind gift thing isn't optional. So you're like forced to discard 2.
Right. Even
like
though you didn't draw
bullshitting
2, yeah.
Yeah. I don't see anything that other than engineer donate. It just strikes me as like, I see a gainer and I see donate, and I don't see anything else of comparable strength.
Yeah.
The hard part, I guess, is figuring out exactly how many coppers you want to keep, and that would require calculating exactly what you're doing in your turn 3, 4, and 5. And that might depend on... Now, that doesn't even depend on your opening split, because all opening splits are identical for engineer donate. You're spending 7 total money either way.
Do you
Did
ever
someone suggest 5/2 is better? I agree. 5/2 is... Oh, yeah, 5/2 is worse. That's a good point. So I guess they're not identical. 5/2 is just worse than the other 3, because you have 1 less debt paid off. 2, 5, 3, 4, and 4, 3 are all identical.
Right.
They're taking their jolly time to donate. Surely donate now.
Yeah, they both have. I mean, that's
100%, 1000% donate here. Nothing else looks close. No, See, the problem is gold isn't a card in the supply. You're not allowed to buy it. If you realize that's a rule of the game, you'll improve your game immensely. You can gain it for gold gainers. That's fine.
Yeah, that's a different
story. Instructs you to gain a gold, then by all means take the gold. But under no circumstances are we to buy golds. So the problem is, like, you hit 6, right? Which means you found all of your good cards on turn 3. You know that your turn 4 hand is going to suck. So the benefit of doing it here, beyond like trashing all your cards, is it's skipping over this bad hand and skipping straight back to a turn 4 where you get to play bards and silver again. I would even consider buying gold there. Like if you find both of your opening buys at the top of your second shuffle, that's just like exactly when you would want to donate.
Right. Yeah, donate's one of those tricky ones where I think the more experienced, better players pull the trigger on that sooner, and it benefits them a lot more, and it's easy to get sucked into wanting to wait to donate until turn 3 or 4 when often it just makes sense to do it earlier.
Yeah, exactly. Like the turn 3 donate line, you can't have a high roll. Like, they got lucky here in finding both their opening buys on turn 3. If that had been an engineer and a silver and they donated after that would actually be a great line. It's the riskier line, though. The benefit of donating turn 2 is you guarantee that you're playing that card you bought turn 3 and turn 4 and turn 5 and so forth.
Right.
Whereas if you bought like engineer silver and then your silver is bottom decked, now you're in an awful position. Wait, which thing would try making some mistakes, Seprix? I can think of a number of things here.
I'm not sure what Star Chart's doing for you at this point when you got a 4-card deck, but
that's a good point. Yeah, I agree with John. So I would think turn 2 is probably the most often correct time to donate.
Wow, they're provincing already. Interesting.
That can't be right. Look at this kingdom. You got everything you need. You've got excellent trashing. You got villages that can be gained off of engineer. You got draw that can be gained. You got plus buy to double whenever you need it. I don't know why we're settling for provincing here. I also don't know what we see in these bards. 3 bards is 3 more bards than I expected to be taken this game.
Yeah. And they could have just... With Star Chart, they could have just left the Wisp on top instead of playing it and drawing the province, but... Oh, no.
Even if you have the terminal space, I'm not totally sure that Bard is better than Silver. Just because Wind's Gift scares me a ton with these donate lines.
Yeah.
There's some boons that could help you a bit, like Mountain's Gift would not be bad to see turn 3. But, yeah, I'm not seeing the value in the Bards.
Yeah, I was thinking Star Chart was City Gate, but Star Chart's the one, when you shuffle, you can put the card on top.
Yep.
Wow. 3 provinces.
Yeah, unfortunately, I feel like crlundy's deck is not set up to punish this. Like, they're not really building more. They're building the same deck, but taking longer to green.
Yeah, what do they have? They got a few fishermen in there. They've got the city so that they can play both of their bards. Yeah, I'm not sure what they're building toward.
To answer DZ's question, I feel like Exile Golden decks are a thing sometimes. It takes a weak kingdom. Because the problem is, like, the Exilers, like Sanctuary and Bounty Hunter, are also, like, really good at doing other things. But in an otherwise weak kingdom, building something along those lines is often good. You also might not end up playing a truly golden deck. You might just play like a relatively thin money deck, where you green before you've got like perfect 5-card hand deck control. It can often beat the fully golden thing. That's a really opportune boon to get right there.
Well, Cvuu may just take this.
Yeah, it sure looks like it.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the salvager's really doing for crlundy. They don't really have a lot of targets.
I mean, it's a bit like Salvager would play a role here if they built, because Salvager is what lets you double.
Yeah.
But they haven't really built a deck that needs a Salvager all that much. So this should just be Dutchy.
Yeah,
Cvuu knows with 100% certainty they hit Province next turn. So just like take a Dutchy, just in the off chance your opponent doubles somehow a Salvager. This din was incredibly unnecessary. You knew you had 8. Like, what's it even doing for you? You know you have 8 coming up. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. It's like you had gold, silver, bard down there, and you're going to be able to top deck your other gold if you need it.
Yeah, and he's one coin off of doubling by salvaging the bard here.
I really wish crlundy could double here just to punish this bad misplay from Cvuu.
Well, I guess they can take the Dutchy now. Oh, another den.
At this point, I think it will ultimately be irrelevant. With
Yeah,
blue buys.
They got a big enough points lead where it doesn't matter now.
And there it is.
All right, tied up 1-1. Clean win. Yeah, I guess I mean, it definitely felt like he was provincing too early, but I guess the star chart does help with that in terms of not. I mean, obviously they couldn't keep it up, and like you said, crlundy didn't build big enough to punish him for it, but the star chart did help there. All right.
So this kingdom, we got another one where looks like a pretty clear build. You got villages with Ghost Town and Village Green. You got draw with Catacombs. You got trashing with Scrap. You got +5 with Scrap. Tournament will be a thing to think about because the prices are usually not bad. Mission also looks great here to me. You can enhance on your mission turn. You can play a Scrap on your mission turn. Stuff like that. So as far as the opening goes, Scrap seems pretty automatic. I'm not sure what you pair with it. Tournament seems like a pretty reasonable choice. I could also see Talisman.
Yeah, lots of good 3 and 4 costs here.
You can even do something like Scrap Overlord, I guess. An Overlord turn 2 is often really good. Alright, so they opened Scrap Talisman, Scrap Tournament. Both of those seem pretty reasonable to me. I don't like the choice of plus coin over plus card. I mean, if you draw, you're really likely to get +1 coin functionally anyway by drawing your copper, or even better, your talisman.
Right.
Or
get
they
through
don't
your
have
deck.
the tournament.
Yeah.
I guess if they have the tournament, maybe +1 coin is a little bit more reasonable. I was thinking crlundy was one of the talisman.
Yeah, that have had a 1 in 7 shot of drawing the tournament dead, I guess.
I mean, the ghost town doesn't do much for you, but it is just like buying ride. If nothing else, it's +1 card. I guess this is Catacombs.
Gold. Whoa. Now both players have bought gold. Uh-oh. You need a minute to cool off?
Yeah, give me a minute.
All right, so 2 tournaments there for Cvuu with the talisman play. That seems reasonable. But yeah, that should have been Catacombs. Then they could have picked up, like here, they could have picked up a Village Green and gotten some village support for the Catacombs.
Yeah, I really don't like gold, even in these tournament contexts, usually. Like, if the idea is to spike 8, Catacombs is, like, almost as good as that. It gives you more deck control, so that you're more likely to line up your tournament with your province on the turn where you do get it. And a very easy way to undermine the value of hitting 8 early is to have a deck with 0 deck control that can't put the tournament and the province together.
Yeah. All right, we're doubling down on the gold here, it looks like. Guess they hit province here, which is, I assume, what they were intending to do by buying these 2 golds. But yeah, obviously with Catacombs on board and village support, that just seems like the better. They already have a ghost town in their deck. Yeah, Catacombs just seems so much better.
Yeah, there's a lot of cards where just, like, never get this is good advice. That'll get you to, like, level 55. And then improving from there is about learning the exceptions. All right, we got a province, and
you pick up an Overlord here?
I would not take Overlord here, mostly because I want to buy mission next turn, and if I'm in debt, I can't do that. If not for mission, Overlord would look a lot better.
Sure.
Well, it looks like they didn't hit 4 anyway, so I guess the Overlord is actually going to work out pretty well. This changeling's looking pretty sad, though. Now I'm curious what the exceptions are to Mahorath's rule. Which are the land wars in Asia that one should get involved in?
So Cvuu hitting province here, which I assume they pick up.
Yeah, I would expect you to province here.
I guess you're with the scrap. You're just taking a gold or a horse and a. I don't know. Do they want silver in their deck? Probably don't need a silver in their deck, do they?
I don't know what these bottom cards are, but I would think just card horse. Just get yourself 1 card farther through the shuffle back to the province that you want to find.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, I guess you could contemplate card or horse plus buy and then do province overlord like the opponent did. But I would think right about now is when I really want to avoid being in debt so I can mission to maximize my chance of getting the province first. Why did you pick that up? What are you doing with it? What?
Province and 2 coppers. No.
Wow. Why do you want that in your hand?
Guess they're out of actions. Maybe they're afraid of drawing something dead. I don't know.
Discard in a heartbeat. I mean, you had 4 already. I would just be buying mission here.
Do they do have another tournament down? I guess they drew their province, so they're not likely to line those up.
Yeah, exactly. Like, if you saw your province already, you know that none of the cards remaining in your deck have the stuff you want. There's no point in doing that.
So trusty steed there for crlundy on the first tournament win. Would you give any thought to picking up followers there instead, or even Princess?
I don't have any thoughts of picking up anything that's not followers.
Yeah. There's plenty of village support here.
Pretty automatic, as usual.
Yeah, on a board with no villages, Trusty Steed can be very good, but here, I mean, the attack from followers, the discard attack especially, and then the curses aren't easy to deal with here either. Would seem to be pretty effective.
No, why did they put the gold back? Are we not just enhancing this gold now? I think that was a mistake. Maybe we'll undo. If you put a copper on the bottom, you can enhance 1 gold into another province. We don't want to enhance, we don't want to enhance like a copper into an estate to make it easier to deal with scrap. Maybe they're not aware, but like on mission turns, you can't buy cards. That doesn't mean you can't buy things. Enhance, because it's not a card, can still be bought on mission turns.
Right. Yeah, I think they're both just kind of overlooking that. Scraps the catacombs. You don't like the
catacombs anymore? It's not a draw card? Why are we killing that?
Wow, that's their best card.
And I also don't want more tournaments in my deck at this point in the game. The opponent's got province.
Yeah.
I don't like that one bit.
At this point in the game, the tournaments are frequently, or often enough, just not doing anything.
I don't think I want more silvers right now either.
No.
You're gunking up your deck. I guess you buy Mission Overlord here now, and then you can pay off the Overlord debt on the mission turn.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense.
Ghost Town mission seems okay. I like the Overlord play better just because getting to pay off debt with the mission turns is really good, but Ghost Town is not a bad card. I still don't like these silvers, though. I don't like these silvers at all.
Yeah, I don't think you want all this, especially after trashing a catacombs and significantly limiting your draw.
I don't see. Are you saying like it wasn't a good time to buy mission, or the mission just didn't go well? I agree with the latter.
I think he's saying, yeah, mission didn't go well. I mean, you could have next turned your village green, too.
That's true.
And just scrapped the copper.
So I think we enhanced the silver into a ghost town now.
Well, got his catacombs back.
Don't we have a catacombs still coming up in this shuffle? I would have thought you wanted a village for the catacombs that's coming up.
Yeah, he does have one more catacombs down there, doesn't he? Isn't that right? I don't think crlundy's bought catacombs yet.
I believe you are correct. Yeah, the only player with any is Cvuu.
Scrap a copper, buy catacombs? Oh, they're taking the mission now. Okay. They're going to enhance a gold into province here?
I would think so. Yeah, looks like they're doing it now. So maybe they forgot about it last turn, and I've just now realized that you can do it.
Yeah. Yeah, not getting the ghost town in play last turn is hurting this catacombs play here. Assuming they have more actions down there, maybe they don't.
Now these provinces have been in the deck for a while now, since turn 7, which is like 6 turns back theoretically.
Wow, bag of gold. Oh my goodness.
Wow. What?
With followers and princess still available, right?
I don't even understand. Cvuu. This player is a mystery to me.
Wow.
Pack of gold.
Yeah, I guess you can load up on golds and do the mission enhance thing.
So I figured out Cvuu strat. They just gain as many treasures as they can by any means necessary. Game 1, they just clicked all the banks, all the idols, and then took Beggar to gain coppers. This game, they take silver every time they play scrap, and then they took the gold gainer. They're also the one who got the talisman.
Makes perfect sense.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, I prefer decks that have deck control.
Well, let's see what they get here. Okay, princess.
Followers is still in there, right? Am I crazy? Followers is still there, right?
It is. I assume it won't be after this next turn, but I guess we'll see.
I don't even think I would have even thought before taking followers as the first tournament reveal.
Now, why is he... Okay, there's the undo. Because this is a mission turn, so he's going to have to enhance something.
Yeah, so I would... well, I don't like this. Don't like this. No, what? If you play 2 gold, you can enhance the copper and the silver?
There's followers.
Alrighty. Still better than diadem.
Yeah. She played this Overlord as a... Oh, scrap the gold. Okay. I didn't expect that.
I was
I was
thinking Overlord is Catacombs first.
Yeah.
Overlord, probably a little worse, but not a big deal.
I'm assuming you want to buy Province here. Which is why I was a little surprised at the gold trash.
Yeah, Province here seems reasonable.
I don't think...
I mean, I guess...
Yeah, I guess
Actually,
Cvuu is capable of doubling with the princess and multiple golds.
I'm actually thinking about just taking Duchy here, and then you can buy Ghost Town Mission.
Okay.
And that gets in another followers attack. You can trash some more with scrap. Probably get another Duchy.
Takes the diadem.
The tournament right-click bug being where you can't see the prices anymore once they're at 0.
So I guess this has to be a Duchy here to jump back in front by 1 point.
Yeah, Duchy feels right. The alternative would be Ghost Town. And, like, if you had known these cards were coming up, Ghost Town looks amazing.
Yeah.
But obviously they had no way of knowing that. The benefit of Duchying there is just if it goes, like, Province and Province once at least, you would still win. I think crlundy looks like they're in a pretty good spot here. I feel like their deck is a bit more under control. Well, actually, I have to say that the bets are better, aren't they?
Province is not safe here, but may just have to go with it anyway, huh?
Well, we're about to find out whether it works.
I guess, yeah, with no village for Cvuu. looks like it's going to work out.
Yeah, so does crlundy have a guaranteed win here? I think not.
Yeah, they don't.
Nothing's certain.
They don't have a ghost town in play.
Right. So probably just playing Overlord as Village Green, I would think.
Yeah, to be able to continue the turn after playing the followers. Yeah, I suppose if they did have the Village Green in the top 3 there when they played the Catacombs, they could have discarded and had a real nice turn here.
Yep. I like that play.
Yeah, it seems reasonable. Get the ghost town in play and take a duchy. Is this just another ghost town here? Get 2 ghost towns in play and hope you get another turn?
I'm not sure. I mean, your opponent is not particularly unlikely to province, especially with that Hans around. But they need... I mean, they could province for a tie.
So maybe you just take the estate then?
Yeah, estate seems reasonable. Enhancing for duchy seems risky, but maybe a thing you could consider. So Cvuu was 1 point off of or 1 coin off of a win there. Alternatively, if crlundy didn't have province in hand, Cvuu would have won. They drew with that Village Green. What were they planning on finding?
Yeah, I don't know what the
they
hope
might
was
have
there.
thrown away a win there, actually. Taking that gold off the top of their deck.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't like that. I really dislike that. This game's going to come down to get this last province.
I think you want that ghost town in play.
I think you do card coin here for crlundy. Okay, they do card action. I mean, it worked out fine given what they drew.
Yeah, play the Catacombs here for the Overlord.
Catacombs, right. crlundy still has a golden deck. Or maybe they don't. They've killed 2. That's 1 coin short of the win, so I guess you picked it. What about this?
Scrap the ghost town here and hope to get to. Okay, they're going to take the duchy, I guess, by playing that as a tournament.
I don't think I like the duchy idea.
Well, they're going to be able to take another duchy here and have a nice points lead, right? Oh, they scrapped the duchy.
Oh, now we're killing the duchy. That was weird.
Yeah.
I think what you described was fine, like taking 2 duchies to get above a...
Because that gives you a 9-point
lead.
Yeah, 9-point lead feels pretty safe.
Yeah.
At least for a turn.
Alternatively, you could have like scrapped a green card and then likely had a 8 coin hand.
All right, this
has got to be a win.
Yeah.
Yeah, win's in hand here.
Okay, so that puts goes 2-1 to crlundy then, heading into game number 4.
Do or die for Cvuu.
Yes. All right.
So this is interesting. Looks like a strong kingdom. We got some pretty good kingdoms, I think, for all these games.
Yeah, they've been pretty good.
The big limitation here is plus buy, which I think makes Falconer and Bishop both look really good. I want to gain things with Falconers and then Bishop them for points. It seems to be the best thing you can do.
Yep.
Beyond that, you got everything you need. You know, Bounty Hunter for trashing. You got Lab for draw, Royal Carriage for plus action, Fishing Village for plus action, and so forth. Fishing Village, Bounty Hunter open. I would think Dungeon should beat Fishing Village.
Yeah, lets you play the Bounty Hunter a little more often and thin down, and especially early cycle through some of those bad cards.
I really, really, really want to find Bounty Hunter turn 3, because you can play Bounty Hunter as Chameleon here, which gives you like a non-terminal smithy, and then if you do that, you're likely to find Bounty Hunter again turn 4 and so forth. Right. And Dungeon makes me much more likely to find Bounty Hunter turn 3 than Fishing Village does.
Right.
Like if I found Dungeon and Bounty Hunter turn 3, I feel like that's just like a really winning position. The Bounty Hunter is obviously buffed a lot by way of the Chameleon. And then a few other things that I guess are minorly affected here, like Fishing Village gets a little bit better. Mandarin maybe approaches being viable at some point. That's still not. It's still Mandarin. It's still pretty bad compared to other stuff. I think mostly Bounty Hunter is buffed a lot. Fishing Village and Bishop are buffed a little bit.
Some rough 5-2 followed by a rough first shuffle for crlundy. I mean, I guess it's not that bad. I mean, you can exile a copper, but it'd be nice to get an estate out first.
Yeah, I think just opening Bounty Hunter is a good way to make the best of a bad situation as crlundy. Yeah. I mean, you could try opening Falconer, but I think if I were in the opponent's position versus that, you'd make sure you absolutely do not buy a 2-type card to activate the Falconer on turn 3 or turn 4.
And getting to see the Bounty Hunter on turn 3 and 4 for crlundy is certainly nice.
To answer Maharath's question, to qualify for medium games, you have to be a psychic, or an oracle, a seer, a medium of some variety. crlundy in this case has telekinesis, which I think was ruled as being sufficiently within the parameters. I tried to justify the Mandarin, and the answer is just no. It's still Mandarin.
Wow. Yeah, I didn't see the Mandarin vibe. I was distracted by your medium games commentary. I think the actual rating is, I believe it's 0.5 to 1.1 mu. And there are signups open for both small, medium, and big games for the next few days for those that qualify. Small games is under 0.5 mu, and big games is 1.1 to, I believe, 1.6 mu.
And just lest we get confused, Mew here referring to the psychic type Pokemon, not the rating. You have to be at least half a psychic as Mew to qualify.
There you go. So I also did notice that crlundy picked up the second Bounty Hunter. That on a Chameleon board, I guess that seems, well, I guess you're not drawing that often with it. I don't know. I guess it just helps get you thin quicker. I don't mind it.
I mean, like the second Bounty Hunter is a lot worse than the first, of course. But I mean, thinning is still good here, so it's not ridiculous.
Yeah.
I don't like the silver buy. crlundy took a silver at some point. I would turn 4 even. Silver seems like a card I don't want at all. I sure hope he doesn't buy Mandarin here. Mandarin is so bad.
He's got 2 Mandarin. Okay.
Don't any of the 5s except Mandarin. I'll approve of any other action. Any other $5 action.
Even a bishop here for him would be significantly better than another Mandarin.
Yeah, I think Falconer is the clear answer.
Yeah.
Cvuu's deck games, they don't have one yet. I'll tolerate it. It's not a Mandarin. Royal Carriage is fine. It's not the correct answer, but it's satisfactory. That was weird not playing Royal Carriage before Bounty Hunter. Why would you ever not do that?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Especially with any reason you ever want to.
Especially with 2 estates in hand.
That just seems like a clear misplay. Bishop already is crlundy is what Johns is suggesting. Seems okay. I can get behind an early-ish bishop. I wouldn't take a bishop if it impedes me hitting 5. I still want to hit 5 reliably.
Maybe even a second Falconer first, and then and start picking up a bishop and other stuff to trash with the bishop off the second Falconer.
Yeah, certainly we're not buying bishop. Obviously, you just buy Falconer over bishop. I think the question here is being what to gain off of the Falconer.
Yeah.
And I mean, if they're going to hit 5 anyway, then picking up a bishop with that Falconer could be fine.
Seems, yeah, highly unlikely they wouldn't hit 5.
Well, they have 2 bounty hunters in the deck, so like imagine they bounty hunted 2 coppers or something. That would be like they would be able to get 5. So we didn't see the bishop. We saw a merchant. I don't think merchant's worth it here. I mean, you've only got 1 buy, and the biggest number you ever need to hit here is 5. So the silver and the merchant feels like it's adding payload that's not really needed. Yeah, lots of all the 5s that aren't Mandarin look really good to me.
Yeah, multiple Falconers make a lot of sense, especially like you said, single buy board. You start picking up a bishop or 2 and start scoring that way, and you can just do that consistently.
Yeah, Jack is not bad. I mean, Jack's going to draw more than Lab. The downside is being it's terminal, so you need more villages. And also, it's giving you silvers. Silver's not being bad because you can feed into bishop. But it also means you're not using bishops on $4 cards. The Mandarins are not good. I think Cvuu was getting too enticed by this chameleon thing to realize that a Mandarin at 5, even plays the way of the chameleon, is still just courtyard. Like, I don't think they'd be making this mistake if courtyard were in the kingdom. And they're like, I've got 5, let me buy courtyard.
Well, and you do have Mandarin, or you do have Royal Carriage, which allows you to play those 4 Mandarins more than once each.
crlundy. I would just like to register my disappointment. This is 2 games now in a row.
Oh, another gold buy. Well, it's going to be hard to look at it and not think that the gold might be what wins the game for him here, right?
The gold. I mean, Sierra Lundy's deck still seems miles ahead, provided they don't accidentally click province anytime soon.
Yeah, I think they could buy gold the next 3 or 4 turns and still be in pretty good shape.
I would have rather buy a gold there than a province. Like if those are the only 2 cards in the kingdom, I would buy gold over province. So this kingdom, province is just not the right answer. You can build so much bigger here. Especially if I see my opponent playing a Mandarin fishing village deck with 0 gains. I'm not clicking province ever.
Yeah, I mean, you got your
And
deck.
the problem with buying province is you accelerate the end of the game, and your opponent's deck can't do anything. It's going to crap out eventually if we just keep buying provinces. You want to just play bishops over and over forever, and not lowering the provinces gives you more turns to do that.
Yeah, on the turn before they bought gold, they were in position where they could do that very consistently.
Yeah, exactly. The gold is bad, it's a stop card. The province is bad, it's a stop card. The gold at least has the one redeeming quality if you can bishop it later for points. The province hurts even worse than that because it's lowering the province pile. Like, I don't even think at CR London you would take a free province, just because a province now means 1 turn less before the game ends, and you could easily build a deck that's scoring more than 6 points per turn here. So 1 extra turn is going to be worth more than 6 extra points.
Yeah. See if they take the bishop here. Or is it just going to be more merchants?
Yeah, I would think the correct play here is to take a bishop, a bounty hunter, and then buy a falconer or royal carriage. Those 2 things being more or less equivalent. Nope, we're just provincing.
Yeah, I guess the
I
dungeon.
expect CR Lundy to win, even with this province stuff, just because they do have a falconer, which is extra games in the end game.
Yeah.
So they can like pick up an estate or whatever if they need to.
And the dungeon just makes their deck that much more consistent now.
Yeah. I mean, this would be a reasonable deck if Bishop weren't in the kingdom. The existence of Bishop makes it a very unreasonable deck. Jack of all trades seems eminently reasonable to me. I mean, you're not going to open with it or anything. Obviously, Bounty Hunter is much stronger in the opening. But draw to X with Jack seems pretty reasonable. The big benefit Jack has over Lab is just that you can gain it with Falconers. So if you go heavy for Falconers early, you don't need to spend your buys on draw. You can spend your buys on additional characters or Falconers.
Yeah, and with cards like Dungeon, Fishing Village, Bounty Hunter, that all make your hand size smaller. The Jack
Yep.
draws pretty good here.
Yeah, the game seems basically deterministically lost for Cvuu. CR Lundy isn't going to dud and can score points either via Bishop or via just falconering an estate at whatever point they choose.
They can't play the dungeon here, though, can they?
Let's see.
Oh, if they play it as Chameleon, I guess the $2 allows them to play it. That makes sense.
Yep. Yeah, let's say it works out. I would have thought better than the dungeon was just taking the bishop and killing off the second bounty hunter, but this is fine.
Yeah. They've only Cvuu has only exiled one of their estates. Did they get rid of their bounty hunter?
That's a good question.
Did I miss that somewhere
It's
along the
really
lines?
hard to control F because they're both C. So if you do like C plays a bounty hunter, you get the results for all of them. But I'm seeing a lot more cases of crlundy playing bounty hunter.
Yeah, I guess they got it down there. I'm just kind of confused how they've only been able to exile one estate so far.
Well, you see, if you top deck coppers every turn, you keep buying mandarins. You don't get through your deck very fast.
That's a good point. Yeah, see Falconer for the estate here because Cvuu doesn't have additional gains.
Yep, I'm pretty sure bishop is still better than estate there.
Yeah, that's true. Pick up the bishop and
avoiding gutting or something goes, but like it's all winning.
Either way is winning.
Mandarin with Chameleon would be an okay $2 card.
Yeah, is it the exact same as Courtyard with Chameleon then?
Yeah, except for the part where it top decks a bunch of coppers. Yeah. But yeah, if you Chameleon a Mandarin, you get the same effect as the Courtyard.
Same effect as a Courtyard, yeah.
And now, like as a $2 card, Courtyard is a little bit underrated. It's not bad.
Sure.
As a $5 card, I'm not so sure. I mean, they both didn't build. I'd say this kingdom was pretty underplayed, missing the bishop point stuff. All of the kingdoms, really, I feel like they've underbuilt. The closest we saw was game 1, crlundy was building in the direction of the right deck and got like a little bit distracted by the shiny idols instead of the banks.
Right.
But like was more or less doing the right stuff. 2, 3, and 4, I feel like they've kind of underbuilt from pretty strong kingdoms.
Right. Well, congrats to crlundy. That's 3 wins, I believe. Correct?
I believe you're correct. I don't trust myself to make these judgments, but I believe it is a 3-1 win for crlundy.
Yeah.
Cvuu appears to agree. All right, good match.
Yeah.
Good commentating with you.
Well, it was certainly well deserved, and that does put a wrap on this season of medium games. But like I mentioned, there are signups for those that are interested for small, medium, and big games starting up again next week. So yeah, congrats to crlundy.
Just remember, it being medium games, you don't even need to sign up. They're psychic, so they already know if you want to.
There you go. Well, thanks for commentating with me, JNails. Enjoyed it.
Yep, see you around.
Sounds good. See y'all. Bye.